Episode 1. Spire 73, the highest rooftop bar in the Western Hemisphere. Located right on top of Hotel InterContinental, Cora Lane was seated with a very good-looking man. Her ruby-red lips glistened under the moonlight, dangerously inviting. The man asked her with a cold smirk, "You want to kiss me? Do you not know who I am?" Cora was drunk. She could barely see straight, and her words slurred. "Who are you?" Even through her beer goggles, Cora could tell this man was very good-looking. His features looked sharp enough to be a Greek god. This man's damn sexy, she thought as she reached for his face again to kiss him. Byron didn't let her, of course. He grabbed her wrist midair and whispered in a dangerously low voice, "I'm your fiancé, Ethan Patton's uncle. Technically, you should call me Uncle Byron." Did this girl really not know him? But he distinctly remembers meeting her before at a family event. At the mention of Ethan Patton, Cora's pretty face scrunched up. "Fiancé? My ass. Your nephew is a cheater and a scumbag." Byron Hansen was not used to someone dissing his family member so openly in front of him. Everyone knows Byron Hansen is the richest man in New York, the de facto ruler of Hansen Enterprise. Once the old Mr. Hansen passes away, Byron will be next in line. Cora smiled and leaned into Byron. "Ethan cheated on me, so why can't I sleep with his uncle?" Byron narrowed his eyes at Cora. "This is your final warning." Cora ignored him and leaned in for a kiss. Her eyes fluttered close, and something inside Byron snapped. "You asked for it." This time, Byron didn't hold back. Byron's hotel room was only a few levels down from the bar, on the executive level suite. Still, the elevator ride felt like an eternity. Once inside the room, Byron and Cora fell into a frenzy. Clothes fell onto the floor in various ways. They were surprisingly compatible. The only little hiccup was when Cora felt the knife scar on Byron's shoulder. She wanted to ask him how he got stabbed, but he was buried so deep inside her. Her question became moans instead. They went on for hours. Cora didn't know how many times they did it, but she was very sore the next morning, especially this being her first time. A splash of red could be seen on the white Egyptian cotton. Byron was already awake and looking at her. His eyes glanced at the splash of red, but he quickly looked away and headed to the bathroom. By the time he came out, he was already showered and dressed. He saw that Cora had to put on the hotel's bathrobe because her dress was torn. He asked half, "Seriously? Ethan broke off the engagement with you, so you are planning to become his aunt-in-law for revenge?" After being stunned for a moment, Cora said half-jokingly back, "If I can't be Ethan's wife, being his aunt doesn't seem too bad. But I don't know if Mr. Hansen will give me this opportunity." "Don't even think about it." Byron was smiling, but there was no sense of humor in his tone. Cora understood what he meant. This was just a one-night stand, and nothing more. Cora was not surprised. Byron Hansen is the notorious Ice King. A serious relationship is out of the question. Plus, it's not like she actually wanted anything to do with him after either. "Last night was fun, thanks." She simply smiled and brushed it off. Yesterday, she got dumped by Ethan. Fate would have it, she went to Spire 73 for a drink and ran into Byron Hansen. She didn't expect this to happen either. "I have some business to attend to, so I'm heading out. I already called a car to take you home, so just head downstairs whenever you are ready." "Thank you, Mr. Hansen." Neither of them said
goodbye to each other,
because Byron had made it pretty clear that they weren't going to see each other again. Except, fate always has other plans. After Cora went home that day, she checked her mailbox and got a letter from the hospital. Her mother's medical bills were late. Again. This time, if she can't pay on time, they would be forced to send it to debt collection. It would absolutely ruin her credit. Being crushed by reality, Cora realized that she had no other choice but to go to Ethan Patton's house. "Ethan, can I borrow 50 grand? I know I shouldn't be asking you, but my family's bankrupt and my mother's in the hospital. It's urgent." Ethan was already feeling guilty about cheating, and now seeing Cora asking so humbly, he felt really bad for her. "Cora, come inside. I'll go write a check for you. Have some water while you wait." "Thank you. I promise I'll pay you back." As soon as Cora followed Eason into the hallway of the Patton mansion, she saw Byron Hansen standing in the living room with Lydia, Eason's mother. Maybe Byron heard the sound of her footsteps, because the next second, he looked over, and their gazes locked. Byron didn't say anything. He just glanced at Cora coldly. A hint of ridicule flashed across his eyes, but his facial expression quickly returned to normal. They had sex less than 24 hours ago, with the idea that they wouldn't see each other again. Cora knew why Byron looked at her with a hint of ridicule. He must think of her as a manipulative gold digger. She told herself to not care about what he thought, but still, she felt bad somehow. Lydia saw her too and spoke up first. "Byron, take a seat first. I'll be right over after dealing with this." Lydia rushed over with a frown. She spoke quietly, but one can tell her voice had a tone of anger. "Eason, why did you bring her in here again?" "Mom, the hospital is urging her to pay the fees. Cora really has no choice but to borrow money from me." Eason, on the other hand, honestly told Lydia what had happened. "Borrow money? You are no longer engaged to Cora. She's just using money as an excuse to pester you." Lydia's eyes darted upstairs, clearly anxious about Cora being here. "Hurry up and tell her to leave. Just looking at her makes me feel poor." Cora expected Lydia to be cold, but she didn't expect Lydia to be straight out mean. Once upon a time, when her family had money, Lydia treated her very well. "Lydia, didn't you say you always wished I was your daughter? Oh, so just because my family is bankrupt now, your whole attitude is different." Cora's fingers dug deep into her palms, but she still couldn't control her temper and fought back. In fact, she was well aware of the reason why the Patton family broke off the engagement. However, Lydia's 180 degrees attitude change still felt like a knife stab to the heart. Cora really thought once upon a time they were going to become family. "Stop talking about the past. Your family's bankrupt because your father is a horrendous businessman. He took the easy way out and jumped off a bridge. Your brother is in jail for financial fraud. Your mother has gone crazy. You are a huge liability." Lydia continued. "But Eason's career is on the rise, and he needs someone who can help him." Cora resisted the urge to roll her eyes. "Lydia, I'm not here to get back together with Eason. I just want to borrow some money." Before Lydia could respond, a voice came from upstairs. "Eason, who's there?" When Cora looked up and saw Mia, she was very confused. Cora knew Eason found someone else. She just didn't think it was going to be Mia from college. "Mia? Cora? I thought you'd be crying your eyes out somewhere. Didn't your dad kill himself? What are you doing here?" Mia sneered and walked up to Eason as if she were the queen of the house. She even held his hand. Eason wanted to withdraw his hand, but Mia didn't let him do so. He could only sneak a peek at Cora. He knew that Mia's family could help him greatly, but this doesn't mean he'd want Cora to know Mia was the new girl. Because not only was Mia very ugly and fat, she was also extremely unpleasant as a person. Unfortunately, there's no point in hiding it anymore. Even a blind person could see Mia's relationship with Eason. The sudden realization made Cora feel nauseous, and the thought of begging him for money made her want to vomit. She would rather beg on the street than borrow money from him. So she let it all out. "Hey, Eason, didn't you say before Mia reminded you of Shriek, the troll? Now you're dating her?
Wow.
Good for you." "What?" Mia's face turned red and glared at Eason.
Full story is available at novelpalace.com. Click the link in the comment section to get it free.